They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
So, for my project, I decided to recycle. I chose recycling because me and my roommates go through trash like crazy. I have 3 other roommates and we all decided to do it. So I put 4 different bins in the kitchen and we all recycled. I did 4 different materials, which was plastic water bottles, aluminum cans, glass bottles, and pieces of paper, because these are the 4 materials that we go through the most, which is probably the true for all college students. At the end of each week, I would take my recyclables to the Kaiho Recycling Center and distribute them there. It's very important that you distribute them into each category, because if you throw them all together, they sometimes just end up in the landfill, and that's not what we want. So that's what I did. And for college students, this is very, very important, I feel, because we go through so many different things with the college lifestyle of drinking and overindulging ourselves as normal. We could have some of the biggest impact on the recycling. So I feel if all college students pick this up, then we could do the best. And these are the boxes I had for recycling. So what exactly is the importance of recycling? Recycling comes with many benefits, such as reducing the amount of waste sent to landfills and incinerators. It conserves natural resources such as wood and water, prevents pollution by reducing the need to collect new raw materials. It saves energy, it reduces greenhouse gas emissions that contribute to global climate change, it helps sustain the environment for future generations, and also helps create new, well-paying jobs in the recycling and manufacturing industries in the United States. One of the biggest things that people don't realize is that when you recycle, you reduce the amount of greenhouse gases, especially CO2, that are being emitted into the air. If you look at this chart, for example, by the Environmental Protection Agency, it shows the amount of gas we are saving in cars by each material we are recycling. With recycling, we can prevent the amount of material that is polluting our oceans and killing our animals. Now here are some interesting facts about recycling that you may not have known. So as you can see for this project, I put the data I collected into a bar graph. I recorded how many items each week we recycled for our 4 materials. As you can see, it varies. However, water bottles are definitely the highest, which makes sense since on average Americans throw away 25 million plastic bottles every hour. So there's a couple different glitches in my data, obviously. I only recorded 4 of the materials out of I don't know how many that could be recycled. And then certain things, like I only recorded 12 fluid ounces for the glass bottles and the aluminum cans. However, I had a couple of these which were just 16 ounces. So I just count them as 12 ounces, so I underestimated those. And then also for something like a wine bottle, there's a couple different. I just counted those as 2 glass bottles. It's about 25 fluid ounces, so it's about the same. And then for a red Solo cup, I just counted that as 1 water bottle. So there's a couple different glitches. And then also, all I had was the boxes in the kitchen. So if my roommates threw anything in their bathrooms or in their own rooms, they didn't get counted. So it could be underestimating as well. So, and also, sometimes some of my roommates would take the water bottles out of the bottle to just refill it up with the tap water, so that could count for the underestimation as well, and the amount that we brought to school and threw away there. So those are about the only glitches that are in my data. So although my calculations are probably a little off, I used the data I collected to try and estimate how much we recycled per person in my house, and I tried to apply it to the Clemson population. If you factor in the lifestyle of a college student, considering all the drinking and alcohol, water bottles, all that kinds of stuff, I'm sure my calculations are probably lower than the average would actually be if we were to recycle. I also tried to apply it to the American population, which most likely is lower than what if we actually did, since we are Americans and we drink and consume more than we need to. So I think if we applied all of this, we would get great results and have such huge impact on the environment. For my 2 theories, I chose 2 that were kind of different, but both would support. I chose Paul Taylor's biocentrism and Norton's weak anthropocentrism. Sorry, I can't say it. Anyway, with Paul Taylor's, I think that he would completely support this. He'd be a huge supporter because he believes that humans are one with nature, that we are not superior in any way at all, that nature has intrinsic value just like we do. So I believe that he would want us to help conserve and save nature and prevent animals from choking on our trash and treat them as one, because it would be beneficial to both of us to have to recycle. It would benefit humans as well as the environment, which is exactly what he would say. He would argue that we are the moral agent. We have this, we know when we're doing something morally wrong and right, and we would have to be there for the moral subject, which is the environment, nature, animals. And I think that he would be the stronger supporter of the 2. But I also believe that Norton would be a strong supporter because with the weak anthropocentrism, they doesn't believe that nature has intrinsic value. However, he does believe that we as humans, he believes in non-individualism, which is thinking forward for other individuals. So he believes that we should leave something behind for them. We should recycle and save resources for them. It doesn't say that we have to do it for nature. It doesn't really believe that that's really true, but we can use nature as a value to make more valuable stuff for us in the future. So I believe that they would both support. Paul Taylor would definitely be a stronger supporter, but Norton would also support, so the future individuals would have all these resources. They don't have to be the same resources, but they have to be resources that we save for our future generations. So for my recommendation, I feel like this is an easy one. I mean, recycling does not interfere with ethical or moral anything. It just, if everyone recycled, we would save so many resources. We'd save the environment from greenhouse gases. We'd save animals from eating these plastics, dying, from getting stuck. There's no question that every person should be recycling. I think we need to make it easier. We need to make it more apparent. I don't know. We just need to make it out there more, and I think eventually it will, because the amount of increase that has recycled over the past 10 years, actually the past 20, has just been remarkable. And I believe that if everyone recycled, then it would be great. And don't think it's going to be that hard. I mean, I think especially for Americans, it would be pretty easy. So I believe that that's what we should do.